Good evening to all you Parax ghosties. This is William Forsythe, and you're listening to Joe and Tara on Visions Magazine Radio. Two of the biggest Devil's Rejects I know. It's been okay. It's been good. You know, it's nice coming to Pittsburgh. Show was a little slow. I wish more people from Pittsburgh had showed up. But, you know, it was a good time. Good time had by all.
Did you meet a lot of aspiring filmmakers here that are coming up to you and say, William, I got to have you in my film?
Yeah, of course. You know, I mean...
And what'd you say? You beat them to a pulp?
No, that's the beauty of it all now, is that, you know, everybody, a lot of different people can have an opportunity to be filmmakers now. And, you know, with the equipment that's out there, it's of course hard to make a good movie.
That's true.
And, you know, so I meet a lot of different people and a lot of different kids that come up. And, you know, some people have a lot of talent. And in the course of the time that I have done some conventions and some events, I actually have met some very talented people. And have even made, actually, a film or two with some people that I have crossed paths with, out of the thousands.
So you would be open, like if there was an independent film, there's a budget behind it, it's like, man, I really like this script. Me as an artist, as an actor, I want to do this. I want to explore this a little bit.
I love independent films. It's, to me, the last place it feels like summer stock. And I just, you know, when it comes down to it, it's still the last place that you can get in there, feel excited about a project, and get to work with people. I mean, unfortunately, you know, I'm pretty particular. I like to really have a strong connection to the script, to the part, and then I have to feel some sense of confidence in the people that I'm working with.
Of course,
you know,
of course.
Other than that, you know, I'm definitely open to it because it's still one of the last places that I get excited. You know, it's you know. Sometimes doing the big studio picture is getting lost in the shuffle. And
Right.
You know,
Well, it becomes a money-making machine as opposed to art.
Well, yeah, and there seems to be less and less art happening, and you know more.
Is art important to you in a film?
Well, to me, you know, whatever art is, but it's important that it's something that's really connected, and something that, you know, really you can care about and get behind, and some kind of story that I like. I'm not a fan of gore horror or anything like that.
Yet
so
you're in a Devil's Rejects.
It's okay. You know, to me, Devil's Rejects was sort of a Western meets a horror movie.
Okay.
And it had that kind of depth. But I personally am not a fan of gore horror. I'm more of a fan of thrillers. I'm a fan of something that really can scare you. I'm not scared by watching special effects. If anything,
Right.
it bores me.
Well, let me ask you this. With Devil's Rejects, did you like the aspect that it was shot in the 70s or 70s era, or do you think it would play better maybe as a modern day tale?
I like the 70s touch of it, and Rob, who I think is one of the great directors that I've worked with in the last 10 years, he's a fabulous director. He has this amazing connection to the 70s. And in fact, one of the funny parts of it is I didn't meet Rob at first. We met via phone call, and we had actually an hour-long phone call, and we were talking about all the people we loved, and we got into talking about Robert Shaw. We got into talking about Lee Marvin, and eventually, of all things, when I actually did meet Rob, I went downstairs to this building where it used to be a Great Western Bank, and there was this huge, gigantic statue of John Wayne. And I called Rob up on the phone, and I was like, "Hey, Rob," he goes, "Hey, how you doing?" I go, "Well, come down." And he was like, paused, like, "What?" And I said, "Come down." He came down, we met, we hugged. I was like, "I'm really happy to be working with you." I said, "You see that? That's who this guy thinks he is." And so it was great. We had a good image to start from, and Rob's great to work with, a lot of freedom.
I was just going to say, what makes him a good director for you?
Well, he's smart. He knows what he wants. He knows how to circle it, and he knows how to work with the people that he has. He knows how to take, you know, these people. And look, the most creative thing you can do when you're making movies is to have a sense of freedom, and then from there chisel into the work that you want to do.
How is he dedicated to the script, or does he let you go off script and develop your own character?
Well, you know, the script is the script, but you know, in the world of creating, I mean, Rob and I, you know, I mean, he has. When it comes to me, I love to improvise. I love to create things that are different. So, you know, I'll usually sit down and give a take or two that is pretty much right on the script, and then I'll turn around and I'll say, now let me just put some life to it. And a lot of the great scenes in the film, and even a lot of the great lines in the film, came out of those improvs. So,
Excellent.
You know, and I think great filmmaking is a combination of those things.
It should be a give and take,
yeah.
but you know, it has to be a great working relationship.
It's what makes something unusual. Otherwise, you end up with very pat very pat kind of things, and that's kind of boring.
Was there ever takes where you saw it's like, God damn, I wish I didn't do that,
No,
but
no,
he kept it?
no regrets. I mean, just put them down and see what happens.
Well, what's on to next? Now you're hitting the convention trails, which is great because you got Devil's Rejects behind you. I mean, this is your people. People.
I've done. I started doing at conventions a couple of years ago, and I don't mind. I enjoy doing them. I don't mind going out, and some of them are really good. I mean, I'm really happy to meet really good film fans, and I found that of all things horror fans, I had no idea they're really great movie fans. They know film, and so I've had a good time doing that. I keep working all steadily through. Right now I'm doing Boardwalk Empire, the second season, so I just signed on to that, and I've been doing that, and that's been a fabulous experience.
Well, you ever any aspirations to direct, or are you just happy being in front of the camera?
I'm behind the camera and dealing with things like that all the time. I'm a writer, I direct, and so I'm always in the saddle. Right now I have something actually that I am up and at 'em, and I'm putting out and I'm directing. So
excellent. If you weren't acting and directing, what would you be doing for a living?
God knows, man. Probably, at this point, I love writing more than anything.
As do I. I know what you mean.
So I like the solitude of writing, and I've written many screenplays, and I'm actually now working on a book. So
that's
good.
That's
my fun.
The thing about writing is you're never done writing. You just keep rewriting.
Well, you keep on going, and you have to do it every day, or you get stale. So.
Would you believe it took me 2.5 years to write my first script? And I just popped it open yesterday on the old computer, picked up final draft, which will speak it back to you, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there, it's like, God damn, this is brilliant.
Yeah, it speaks it back to you, but I sure don't like that actor.
Yeah, it's that mechanical voice and everything.
Yeah.
But, I love the program.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Let me ask you this. Any closing thoughts? Well, let me ask you this. We do a paranormal radio show. What are your feelings on the afterlife, if any?
I don't like to get into all that too much, but, I definitely believe in an afterlife. I definitely believe in the paranormal, and since I was a kid, I've had a few experiences and things, but I don't generally get into talking about it too much. It's just,
is it too personal, or?
I just leave it the way it is, and I used to embrace it a little more when I was younger, and now I just, let it happen. I did tell Tara that I went to a very amazing house called the Belcourt Castle.
Okay.
And
where's that located?
In Newport, Rhode Island.
Okay.
And I was there. I was scouting location for my film that I'm doing, and I just happened to. I was in this huge ballroom that is a very historical room. It's had all kinds of events in it, and I'd been in the house about 4 or 5 hours, and I just took out my cell phone. And as you can see, I'm very low tech.
So as am I.
And
nothing wrong with that.
I just took out my low tech cell phone, and I wanted to take a picture of each room, and I raised it up in the air, and I snapped a full perspective picture in the room. And I didn't look at the picture again, and when I got home, I put it on my computer, and then I looked at the picture, and I zoomed in, and quite clearly in the picture, standing in a doorway, is a person without a face.
Wow.
And it's really an amazing picture, and I brought a copy of it actually to the house to drop off to the lady. Just well, she knows better than I what goes on in the house. But
does she believe there's something in the house?
Oh yeah, they do tours at that house.
Oh really? Okay, so it is a tourist trap for us ghosties.
It's Newport, Rhode Island is an amazing place because some of the greatest architecture and some of the most amazing houses that were built in the Industrial Revolution are there. And there's some really, really, really amazing places. This is one of them. And she has art treasures that date Napoleon and Josephine straight through every century you can think of. And it's really an interesting house to just go take a tour in. But they do a regular tour where you see the house, and then they actually have ghost tours in the house. But I was very happy to be able to show a picture, like a true picture.
When you get it yourself, it's different than all the ghosty stories.
It's the last thing I ever expected was to see. It's clear as a bell too. Anyone I show it to, it's like, oh my God, what is that? And I was in the room alone, so.
And how has that affected you? You just like,
like I said, I don't embrace any of it. I just let it roll off the back. So
maybe that's a safer approach.
Whatever, it's just it's what it is. Parallel universe, whatever we want to call it, whatever it may be. I'm no expert, and I don't really think there are any.
Final seconds, William. These are your people. These are film enthusiasts, paranormal enthusiasts. Parting thoughts. Any words you want to give out to your audience? They are listening to you right now.
Hey, if you love something, keep on going. I mean, there's a lot of people that have a lot of ambitions, and the world is out there. There's so many people who are about to crush a dream. Just if you want to do something and you really want to do it, give it everything you got and keep on going. That's all I can ever say. That's all I've ever done, and that's what I was told when I started, and I believe in it with all my heart. So,
some of the best advice there is out there. Just keep doing it.
Keep on going.
William, I thank you very much.
All right, good things to you, brother.
Have a good day.